Good day, sir. This is our group presentation about gene therapy. Imagine a world where a person could change his or her genetic structure and redirect the future course of evolution in their child and themselves. Through gene therapy, this is a very real possibility. In the future, it could be just as easy to change your physical or mental health as it is to get flu shot now. But the effects of gene therapy are long-lasting and could affect your future offspring as well as your own health. What is gene therapy? Gene therapy is when DNA is introduced into a patient to treat genetic disease. The DNA usually contains a functioning gene to correct the effects of disease-causing mutation. Gene therapy uses sections of DNA, usually genes, to treat or prevent disease. The DNA is carefully selected to correct the effect of a mutated gene that is causing disease. The technique was first developed in 1972 but has so far had limited success in treating human diseases. Gene therapy may be a promising treatment option for some genetic disease, including muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis.
Gene therapy for brain disorder is one of the most promising frontiers in the practice of restorative neurosurgery. There are significant experimental gene therapy initiatives underway that have led to currently active clinical trials using direct intracerebral delivery of viral vectors, and these treatments have been reported as safe as well as tolerated. In the future, other clinical trials will likely use viral vectors to transfer genes that bestow on recipient tissue a desired enzymatic or neurotrophic activity relevant to the treatment of other neurodegenerative diseases, stroke, and traumatic brain injury. These therapies treat diverse clinical indications and tissue targets, including neuromuscular disease, inherited blindness, and cancer. While these approved therapies are life-changing for the affected patients, they are offer even broader impact in what they demonstrate more generically for the field and lay a foundation on which treatments for many other conditions can be developed. More than 80% of rare diseases are genetic in origin. By digging deeper, asking bold questions, and pioneering new treatment paths, we are looking for the future and exploring a transformational approach to potentially improve the lives of people with genetic diseases through gene therapy.
There are two different types of gene therapy depending on which types of cells are treated. Number one is somatic gene therapy. Transfer of a section of DNA to any cell of the body that doesn't produce sperm or eggs. Effects of gene therapy will not be passed on to the patient's children. Number two is germline gene therapy. Transfer of a section of DNA to cells that produce eggs and sperm. Effects of gene therapy will be passed on to the patient children and subsequent generation. Example of gene therapy. The first human to receive gene therapy treatments was a 4-year-old girl with severe immune deficiency disease. This disease is caused by a faulty gene that fails to produce a vital enzyme. In the therapy procedure, they extracted some of the girl's white blood cells, then they exposed them to genetically engineered virus that had lost its virulence but still carried normal versions of the gene that was not functioning correctly in the girl. The virus invaded the white blood cells and then these cells were transfused back onto the girl, Once back inside the girl's bloodstream, the cells began producing the proper enzyme. Although the girl still needs follow-up treatments, she now leads a relatively normal life following the gene therapy. And this one of the success stories of the gene therapy.
The gene therapy advantages. It's offered the possibility of a positive medical outcome. Many of the children born in this demographic die soon after birth because of the devastating effect of their conditions. Instead of fighting for hospice care or being forced to say goodbye immediately, doctors and scientists are giving parents more hope to a brighter future because of the ability of this technology. Second, we can treat disease or illness in meaningful ways. These interventions could reduce or eliminate the pain of suffering that occurs when a genetic abnormality is present in a person's body. Almost 4 out of every 5 diseases that adversely impact human health have a genetic foundation of them as well. Third is it could improve a person's life in other ways. The focus of gene therapy research is to create new medicines and treatments approaches that can alternative suffering. Fourth is we already know that it can be successful treatment options. What we know about gene therapy is that the clinical trials of these inventions have shown some success when treating some specific diseases. Less of advantages, there are out-of-body treatment options available. These techniques look to be especially helpful of people who suffer from sickle cell disease or something similar. The disadvantages of genetic therapy. First, there could be unwanted immune system reactions. It's not unusual for a patient to experience health issues like inflammation, diseases, and headaches. Second, these current gene therapy methods are sometimes target the wrong cells. It is entirely possible that the altered viruses that deliver the information to the cell could infect additional ones, not just the ones that contain the mutated or missing genes. Third is the delivery viruses might recover their ability to create disease. It is possible for the initial infections to develop once it is introduced in the body, which could create problems for the information's transfer. Fourth is gene therapies could cause a potential tumor. Disadvantages is present even when vectors aren't being used to deliver information to the cells. Less disadvantages of gene therapy. There is no guarantee that the gene therapy will work. There have already been numerous failures of promising medicines because the results that animals experienced didn't transfer to the human during the clinical portions of the approval process. That's all the information of gene therapy. Thank you.